Yeah, because that was the last two. There wasn't no more at that.
Y'all nothing.
Look, it's upstairs. Look, hold on, maybe don't get it. Hold on.
Yeah. Hold on, bro. My kid's on the neck. Good.
Where?
Man, I took the computer outside today.
Okay? Don't
Yeah.
cry.
I mean,
Right.
You're breaking up.
I'm breaking up. Hold on. Hold on. Can you see me good?
You yeah, you breaking up, bro. How I look? I'm good.
Yeah, you good. What about now? Can you see me?
You sound better, but you still froze a little bit.
I'm frozen.
Yeah, you breaking up, bro.
Hold on, let me try something. Nah, nah, you're good. Yeah, you're good. Hold up. What about now?
You sound better, but you still froze a little bit.
Am I still frozen?
It's real pixelated, bro.
Okay, so I might have to. Nah, you're good. I'm gonna have to go to a different area. Damn, it feels so good out here. Okay.
Nah, go ahead. Stay like that. I can hear you. You just know I can't see you good. That's all.
Oh, but that's not. They didn't defeat the whole purpose. I can see you good. Okay.
All right.
Hold on. Okay, so I guess I can just. Man, I'm gonna take you with me.
There you go. It's right now. It's right
Oh,
now.
it's good now.
Yeah, it just had to catch. What's wrong, baby? Hold on, D.
I got you.
What's wrong, bro? You got TV? Huh? I'm live though, yeah. All right.
Hey, still looks good.
Yeah. I got my grandbaby, and we went to the park, and since you could go and watch the ducks and shit for a little while, but had
Yeah, I
to
thought
put
you were
this.
good. You told you been on a slide, right?
Yeah, had to put the splash up for us, a slide that blows up, and you can play in the water.
I was out here for about 45 minutes. I was like, man, this dude, is he building slides? Is he building a tower? I'm like,
Nah,
damn.
we got good, and then she played on it 10 minutes, and that was it.
Oh
Didn't
man,
want to
so
play on it.
that's the baby, right? Or no, it's not the baby. That's the other baby. The upper.
Yeah, that's my youngest. That's my youngest granddaughter, man. She'll be 2 next month.
Man,
Very
I
smart.
can wait on that on those grandchildren. I told all 3 of my daughters, I'm like, you better not make me an early grandfather. I want to enjoy my life. I had y'all. I want to have like another. I want to wait till I'm about 50 something, and then I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm ready.
That's
I didn't get to enjoy. Huh?
Tell them the trick is they don't wait on you.
Yeah. Miss Ryan
What?
said the trick is your daughters ain't gonna wait on you. They gonna do it when they gonna do it.
Well, hey, trust me. I made sure that they're gonna have to rethink, and they have been rethinking about it because I know one of my daughters, my youngest one was like, I don't know if I want to have kids. Not after what we went through. I'm like, hey, welcome. You better hope they don't act like you. And they're like that. And my youngest one was like, yeah, I know it's a lot. It's a
And
handful.
like the girl,
Remember,
he's supposed to want them back.
He will as soon as he has a grandkid. Wait till you have one, bro. It's a whole
Oh, no,
different
no,
thing.
no. I know I'm gonna change up. I know I'm gonna turn into like right now. I'm talking like a lion, but I know I'm gonna turn into like a little hamster when they come
Right.
out.
That's what happens. That's exactly
Yeah.
what happens. My wife said when she was first born, we used to keep her, bro, on the weekends. You know, it was Chris's first daughter, and you know how it is with a newborn and your first one.
Oh, I
So
know.
I used to keep her, and Ms. Rod said, "Man, what's wrong with you?" I said, "What?" She said, "What you saying, Mom? I'm maternal or something?" Paternal. She said, "You acting real paternal with it." I said, "Well, shit, I don't know. I can't control it."
Hey, I don't
That's
know.
the
I guess.
that's the enjoyment, bro. You talking about weight? That's gonna be the enjoyment in your life, man. When you get them grandbabies, bro.
I wish I guess that, but right now I'm good. Right now, well, we just hold on. Let me see. My youngest one just left like a year ago, so I'm like, ooh,
They
yeah, man,
all
we
out the
about to have
house.
some. Yeah, man. Hey, I told him, boy, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
we ain't,
yeah. They
we ain't
all.
never had that.
Well, no, I'm well, one's in UT. She's gonna graduate in May, and then I have my middle one. They're two. What she say?
What's
Did
that?
did Rob did Miss Collinsworth say something?
No, she's
Did
talking
your
to the
wife say?
baby.
Oh, okay,
She's talking to the
okay.
baby.
So my other two, they're supposed to be going to Texas State, I think next year. This Corona messed up everything. Corona just
Yeah,
blew
man.
everything up.
Or
Yeah, so now, but I'm. Hmm?
you waiting till the 18th? What you doing, bro? What's the plan?
For what?
To open the gym.
Man, right now they keep pushing that shit back. Right now they said, I think last night I read something that one of my clients put up there. I think they're waiting to the 20th now, and they're gonna probably say we're
Well,
gonna wait till.
the governor said the 18th, but then this judge came out in Harris County and said the 30th.
So
So
see,
who knows?
so I was planning to do June 1st. That
Uh-huh.
was my goal to start off fresh. But even at that, like I think you're gonna be allowed 9 people plus you,
A
so that's
time.
10,
Only 10
right?
people, right?
So for me, that's like what? So that means I have to schedule 9 people one day, second day, third day, and then fourth day, and then repeat the first set that I did the first day.
Right.
I mean, it's gonna be better than what they've been getting right now because they've been just getting video, and I've been critiquing it here and there, but it's not the same like being there live. It's never gonna be the same.
You're gonna be able to restructure everything, like as far as an orderly fashion because the parents that just drop their kids off and leave them there for 4 hours.
Yeah,
They
we're
can't do that.
babysitters.
Right.
We're
That's all that
babysitters now.
is.
Oh no, yeah. So now what I'm gonna do is what I'm probably gonna do is like I'm gonna stagger probably like 2 groups and like do one like at 6 to 7 and 7 to 8.
Right. Right.
So that what? Huh?
No, that's what you need to do. And they can't get
Yeah,
there. They can't get there and overlap and shit because it ain't that it's a law, but the conditions of opening is no more than 10 people.
yeah. Oh shit! Damn. Bird did you see that?
That's a bird?
Did you, did you see that bird come through here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it came that way and then came this way. It's a baby or something like that.
Mm.
Anyways, so that would be messed up. I get hit by a bird. I mean, it came. I don't know if you saw it, but it just went.
No, I can see it. It came right close to the camera.
I'm like, I had to pull back.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so how you gonna do it, man? Like how? I mean, you.
I've been
Your group
home,
is.
man. I've been home. We eager to get back, man. I done gained a bunch of more weight, man. Sitting at the house.
Hey, man, I'm trying to reduce that. I'm 2 days of salad right now.
I think
Man,
I think we're gonna get some bicycles or something, man, and start riding on the weekends or something. But I bet y'all in this quarantine, I bet y'all done gained 15, 20 pounds. I bet you.
Is we're
Yeah.
all getting, all this. Well, there's some people that are hardcore. They just keep working out no matter what. But like most couples are gaining weight together.
Right.
So
Right.
what else are you gonna do?
Eat and watch TV. That's the
That's
worst
it.
thing you can do.
I've been pretty busy with my privates, so not like I want to be, but enough to like keep my landlord off of me because she's still bugging for that. She just said, "Send what you can."
Right, that's their move. Because they don't want
Yeah.
to just tell you, they don't just want to say you got free because then you're going to hold it to it, you know? And they want to be able to say, well, you owe me them 3 months back or whatever, you know? But
So before we talk about boxing,
go ahead.
we're talking about the corona right now, obviously. What do you think, man? Have you been keeping up with the news? Like they're saying that we might just live with this like the flu.
Okay, let me preface it with I don't know shit from shit. So don't take none of my it's just
No,
opinion.
hey,
It's just from
hey.
it's just me watching things and what I see is uh once it plateaus, man, I think it's like a season, bro. Because what a lot of people don't know, the conspiracy people are the worst, man. Because mama, this mic's gonna get all that. Tyler, I'm gonna be up there in a minute. The conspiracy people, bro, was talking about like they found some movie from a couple of years ago that was talking about corona and shit, and they
Oh
said
yeah.
it's a setup. But bro, coronavirus is nothing new. That's why it's called Corona 19 because that was the new strain in 19. So if you make a disaster movie about a plague or a pandemic, there's nothing to call it corona because the coronavirus been around. All you got to do is write that it crossed over to human beings. But people don't even understand that part. So that's why they think all the conspiracy shit. Now, it's bad. It ain't not bad like people want to pretend because people are sick, man. People are sick. People have asthma. Older people have high blood pressure, all those different things. And it's dangerous if they get it. Whereas some people, they get it and it's like the flu and they shake, severe flu. So are we gonna live with it? Yeah. And just hopefully the medical people come up with a corona shot. But I'm gonna tell you, bro, I don't do
I,
the flu
I
shots.
I don't either. I don't
I was
either.
told
So I'm definitely not gonna do the corona because
right.
shit. I'm gonna wait. Like I was just talking to my mother. She was like, I'm gonna wait till they get about a good 6 months of people getting it and see what happens.
Absolutely. But see, here's the
And even
thing.
if go ahead.
I didn't become an asthmatic, bro, till like 23 years old for some reason. And they say that's ass back, but most people get asthma as a kid and grow out.
Yeah, and they grow out of it.
And they always used to say, get the flu shot because you got asthma. If you get sick, it's worse on you. And a couple of times I had the flu shot, I got sick as a dog, man. Because you get
Oh, so you tried it. So you actually did it.
years ago. I've been quit getting the flu shot. I've been quit getting that because I would get sick with it. Now everybody don't. Maybe they got the shit that they give you a little bit of flu. That's all the flu shot is, a little bit of the flu that's going around, so your body can fight the shit off. And I guess I don't never fight the shit off. So I damn sure ain't gonna put no corona in me, bro. To try to fight it
Yeah.
off. I'ma just wash my hands and stay out of people's faces and shit,
Yeah.
And
Pretty much.
do that.
So man, I know it sucks, man. I'm like,
And hopefully we don't get a bunch of outbreaks of this shit because it is bad, man. People bring that shit home. How many people have their back? Your dad's always around you all the time at the gym.
man. Even my father, he's like, at first he was like, man, he was like in Spanish. He was saying in Spanish. He said, I'm good. I've been through worse. I'm like, all right, Dad, but you have never been through Corona. You don't know what that's gonna do to you. I'm
Right.
good. If I haven't died yet, I've been to the military in Guatemala. I've been shot at. I've been in deathbed. I'm like, Dad. I'm like, this is different. You don't know what this is about. You know what a bullet is.
Right.
You know how getting sick is. Getting in a car accident and stuff like that. But this Corona, nobody even knows what it does.
Tell Termite Watkins it ain't nothing. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah. Oh,
Tell him it ain't nothing.
nah.
Tell my cousin in Mississippi whose wife is a nurse who brought it home and they both got it and they sick as a dog. They bounced back, they in their 40s, but my best friend's growing up mama had it. She was 80 years old. Luckily, she shook it, but she stayed in intensive care for a couple of weeks.
Who the 80-year-old?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. In New Orleans, she was sick as a dog, man, with that corona. But that's what I'm trying to say. People have opinions. It's like with boxing.
Oh yeah.
How many people will argue you down, which brings up a good point I'm going to bring up in a minute. But they'll argue down because they have an opinion that they believe, and let's just say that's all it is, an opinion. But they want to argue with you like it's a fact, like it's Jesus Christ's gospel, and it ain't. So when somebody says that about this, man, I don't have no medical degree. So you know what I do? I talk to people who got medical degrees. Anybody I know in that field, nurses and shit. Hey, I'm serious with this shit because they down there on the front lines. When they tell me it's serious, okay, I'm staying away. I'm doing whatever they say. Same thing with boxing. People should ask boxing people boxing questions. Now they watch it on TV and think you can fight with your gloves not in your hands and shit. It's ridiculous, man. But yeah, I try to do the best I can because, like I said, man, if I brought that shit home to my wife and kids, boy,
Man.
yeah, man, that shit would kill me,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. So the thing is this. So now, so when they reopen the gym, how comfortable is that gonna be for the boxers to have masks on and you a mask? It's gonna be in the summer.
Well, I already said, I already told man, I said in the gym, bro, we gonna abide by them 10 people guidelines, right? And it ain't gonna be no just showing up and hanging out because you wanna work out and shit
Yep.
because
You gotta be
you
there on time.
you know you know me what, 10 years now at least? At least.
Yeah, at least.
And I don't got no problems telling them motherfucker gone, bro. Get out of here, man. I done told you got to be here at, let's say, 7 o'clock. Don't get here if you here at 7, sit in your fucking car, bro, until you see the people leaving. Cause otherwise, one person who may take it personal, like you fucking over when I'm not. I'm just trying to keep everybody healthy. So if it takes me telling you sit in your car, man, I'll tell you. Cause if you come in here and give me the shit, I'm gonna bring it home to my kids and I'm gonna be hot. What? So you gotta be stern on the rules, bro. You got to.
Yeah, I am. But I'm gonna be on it because they're gonna be mad at me because I'm gonna be like, hey, you either be here on time or don't even come at all.
Right.
But if you do
exactly.
come, because I'm just gonna dish out 1 hour. It's gonna be 1 hour of training, and that's it. But 1 hour can do a lot of damage. With 9 people, ooh, I mean, yeah, 9 people. Oh, goodness, I'm used to doing 30, 40 people.
Right.
9 people, so 1 hour is gonna be pretty. I think it's gonna be good. It might just work out, not like the way I want it to be, but it's gonna work out. Because basically, I'm gonna do the same thing that I'm doing right now, but instead of having 2 or 3 hours worth of people in there, I'm gonna have the same amount of hours.
I can hear you, man.
2 groups. Huh? You get it? You
Yeah.
already know.
You got to,
All
bro.
right. So what you let me see. I'm trying to pull up this topic here that I was talking to this guy about. Because I hate when they pull up top 5 fighters, top 5 fighters in boxing decades or whatever. I'm like, what? So, first thing I'm going to say, you can at least put the top 25.
Right.
And then one guy told me, go ahead, go for it. I'm like, so I'm looking for it. And he goes, oh, okay. and I didn't even put all of them on there because there should be, like I said before, it should be at least a top 50. Because there's so many, like there's names you never heard of. How are you going to compare this generation of records compared to fighting? Even if they fight 107 bums,
Right.
that's 107 bums. You gotta the gloves, this thin, that was horsehair with some leather, and then knuckles behind it.
Right.
But hold on, let me see. It was a good one, but he was like, damn. There you go, Robert Johnson. He said, go for it. So I did. I went for it. I'm like, I actually had to go to YouTube, not YouTube, to the web, just Google.
To get a list of names, right?
Yeah, because I'm like, well, damn, I don't know just right off the top. What's up, Uriel? So pretty much, it was a good 25. There's so many comments in here. I'm like, damn. But anyways, man. So what is your plan right off the bat? Like when you like just said, all right, it's time to open. Have you already talked to your fathers about it?
Oh yeah. Like you said the last time we talked, man, I'm in a little bit of a different situation.
Yeah.
Not owning the gym, but even then, I still, I'm still in there working with everybody, helping Jack with everybody. But it's just gonna be strict. It's just gonna be strict time limits. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll probably get my fighters like we always did, the latest in the evening, and they could finish working out. I leave, they close the gym. But when you open the gym to the public, those are the people that's gonna be the problem. The mamas who want to drop their 10-year-old off at 5 and come pick them up at 8 and shit, and you just can't do it. So I'm gonna just stick to a stricter schedule is all, bro. And again, I ain't got no problem telling people they can't come through and stick to your time limit. Wait outside. I told one guy, I said, we might put a bench outside by the door. Sit your ass out there, man, till they leave, and then you can come in. Because again, I'm not playing with my health, man, or with nobody else's health.
Anybody else? Yeah.
Because somebody gets their feelings hurt because they won't pay attention to the schedule, man. The shit's real. Like I said, that corona done touched me personally. People I personally know. So it's not phony, man. And just because some teenager hasn't matured enough yet to realize motherfuckers die.
Or young adult.
Right. They don't realize people actually die in this world from shit like this. I have no problem telling them you can't come in till I tell you to come in. What time you supposed to be at 7? All right, 7 o'clock. That's all.
So
we'll see how it works though.
Well, it's not gonna. People are gonna mess it up. Like always, they're gonna be like, "Well, we're like 10 minutes late. Can we say 10 minutes later?" Blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, they're gonna make you. They're gonna make you tell them. They're gonna make you tell them.
No, I'm gonna tell them. They're gonna know. It's gonna be a certain hour. I'm probably gonna do a group from 5 to 6, 6 to 7, and maybe 7 to 8. So I think a lot of parents are gonna be happy too, because most of the kids that come there, I'm babysitting.
Right. That's the bill money. That's the bill money, right?
Yeah. I'm teaching them how to box. I mean, I don't neglect anybody, but there's little details that that teach the guys that are really in competition versus the guys that are just learning.
Yeah, I don't do no time wasting. You know that. I don't do no time wasting boxing. If I'm showing somebody how to punch, I'm showing them how to punch. I'm not bullshitting with it. So I'm with you, but you just gotta make sure the parents understand, and at the end of the day, it's for their benefit. It's for their benefit that we ain't turning it back into a hangout. We'll get back to normal soon enough, but when it's time.
Okay, so question. I used to debate. We got freestyle right now. So and it was just while you were talking, I was thinking about something. So So an argument I've had with so many people, mainly my people on that, you know, because all the Manny fans, all the Pac-Man fans, all the Pac-Man fans, all the Chavez fans, the original Chavez, the father, not the junior.
Right.
You know, all the fans of the Floyds and all that stuff, you know, it's gonna be an argument every time. But so going back, we're gonna go old school. So Medrick Taylor and Chavez.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that fight?
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, do you know how much I fight with my people about that fight? They're like,
All right. This is gonna be a good topic. Cause I have two completely different understandings of that fight.
yeah.
All right.
Them good.
Number one, let me say, Meldrick Taylor came from. I knew who he was shit. I was young how old we was when they fought. We the same age. How old they were? How old were you when that happened?
Oh man, I was boxing. Hold on, let me see. Ooh, I gotta go way back.
It's like 1990, huh?
It was definitely in the 90s because that's when you had.
But like 90 or 91.
No, it was
huh?
the 90s. It had to be in the 90s because 90s that's when the 90s was like popping.
Yeah, but I'm saying that particular fight had to be the early 90s, like 90, 91, huh? Wasn't no later than that, huh?
I'm not sure about that. You know, you got me thinking about it now. So now
All right,
pull that shit up.
All right. Irregardless, we know it was in the 90s. So at the time, you got to remember, man, my two favorite fighters on planet Earth are Pernell Whitaker and Tommy Hearns. So Pernell Whitaker, and you can add Holyfield to that too. Those guys came from, to me, the greatest Olympic class. I know people a little older than us think the 76 class, which was a great class.
Man,
but for me, that 84, what about 84? 84 class, the LA Olympic with Pernell Whitaker and them? That was about 84.
Yeah,
huh?
that was probably one.
All right, I think that's the best class ever. And
that's what me and my coach also agreed on too. We used to always, that's the main class he always brought up. He said, and that's when Pernell Whitaker, when I first learned about Pernell Whitaker, he was like, out of all those guys, that guy is the one that's gonna be the best pro out of all of them. But they
all time greats, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So to this day, 2020, bro, I still believe Meldrick Taylor is the fastest fighter in his prime that I ever seen. Now, that's including Roy Jones, who's so fast you can't see it. Sugar Ray Leonard, he's so fast you can't. All those guys.
Sugar Ray Leonard. No, hold on. Roy Jones and Medrick Taylor probably have the same speed. They just applied it differently.
Okay.
Roy would apply it in spurts. Boom. He'll go out of nowhere. Medrick Taylor, he'll wash you up with 1,000 punches that you couldn't see.
So with that said, it isn't like Meldrick Taylor's my favorite fighter, but to me, he's the fastest hands I ever seen in boxing. But
March 17th, 1990. That's when they fought in Las Vegas, Nevada.
1990. Boy, look at that noodle, boy.
Yeah, but hey, you're still young.
Yeah. So I said, at the time, I remember saying, "Oh, that's so fucked up, man. This dude beat the great Chavez and they took it from him, right? Because I forget how many seconds was on the clock. Like,
oh, now I see what you're getting to because there's two sides of. Okay, I got you. Go ahead.
All right,
keep going.
So at the time, I remember thinking, "Oh shit, I don't want to confuse," because I felt they robbed Sweet super bad. Was that after or before?
No, not Sweet Pea. We're talking about Medrick Taylor and Chavez.
No. I'm saying what did Sweet Pea and Chavez fight before the Meldrick Taylor fight?
They fought afterwards, if I'm correct.
Okay, I didn't want to confuse them. Yeah. So I remember saying at that time that they robbed Meldrick Taylor. He deserved to finish the fight on his feet. Whatever happens, and it was only a few seconds or whatever it was. And then, so going into the fight with my all-time favorite fighter, and then they completely rob him and give him a draw in San Antonio, I said, I
Oh,
really hate.
you talking about Sweet Pea?
Yeah, I said
Okay, yeah.
I really hate Chavez now. So, but that was back then. That was back then. I watched that fight again a couple years ago, maybe 2, 3 years ago, because my partner, uh, Jaime Martinez, who works with me in the corners and stuff, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. With the son
He's a
David.
super, he's a super uh, Chavez fan, like most Mexican American,
Even me,
Hispanic,
he's man. He's top
right?
dog. He yeah.
So he talked him up so much that I was like, it's funny how a guy who wasn't even a blip on my radar is he's a whole section of humanity's hero, right? So I said, I need to watch Chavez more, right? So I went to watching him and shit, and it's funny because I would tell Jaime whatever particular fight, I would say, man, that fucking Chavez was bad, huh? That was a body punching motherfucker, man. And he would laugh and say, you supposed to know that. And I said, I hear you, but I just wasn't no Chavez guy. So I get to the Melvin Taylor fight because I say I'm gonna rewatch that fight with 20 more years of experience being around boxing, right? So I'm watching the fight, and bruh, I'm gonna tell you something, man. That I didn't see watching it live. I almost told Jaime, I said, man, has Julio Cesar Chavez ever got caught loading his gloves and shit? And he said, what? I said, fuck, that's a punching motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I said, he systematically chopped Taylor down while losing the fight. He was losing the rounds.
He lost every round.
He was losing the rounds, but he systematically was punishing that dude. And I said, I know Richard Steele wasn't watching the clock. You know, he was watching the fight. He's in there with them too. And I said, I could see how Taylor, bro, was getting changed, man. He was getting changed in there,
Oh, he
bro.
was. Internal bleeding.
Right. So I said, man, I can't. At the end of it, I said, Taylor Richard Steele didn't fuck up stopping that fight. He was just more concerned about the fight and seeing the punishment he was going through. And it just so happens they only had a few seconds on the clock. And it ended up being the worst stoppage for Meldrick Taylor. But I'm going to tell you something. Meldrick Taylor was never the same after that fight, ever.
Oh, no, they fought again, and it was like,
right.
When they did fight a second time, it was not.
So
what happened is that they took all his confidence away from him.
Completely.
And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna let you continue. Finish up, you know.
Yeah, let me make this point.
Yeah.
Meldrick Taylor was ruined that night, and it's sad. If they didn't stop the fight, he would have won on points. So at least he would have got that win over Julio Cesar Chavez, undefeated Julio Cesar Chavez, and he was a great fighter, Meldrick Taylor. But I've got to lean back on my own understanding of boxing and say the better athlete don't always win against the better fight, against the better boxer. And Julio Cesar Chavez never tried to compete with Meldrick Taylor on speed and shit. He just kept coming forward and chopping him down. Kept putting them gloves on anything he could hit, arms, elbows, shoulders, anything he could do. And by the time that fight ended, looking at Taylor's face, looking at the abuse he took, and how he was just a shell of himself after that fight.
Yeah.
I understand. I understand why, whether I agree or not, I understand why Richard Steele stopped it. And I understand Julio Cesar Chavez's greatness. I understand. I get what he was great at, and I get why he's so revered. And he was an action-packed fighter. You know, I don't. My definition of Mexican style is not Chavez. So that may be against people's mind, but I think Chavez is more educated than that.
He was
You know,
okay.
just
So
leaning forward and throwing them round punches and taking shots.
he's what I call a better technical, a more technical Duran
Well,
with technique because
well,
he
I ain't
has the
gonna.
stones.
I won't go that far, but I'll say,
Yeah, okay, well, that's fine. You know,
yeah. I'll say he was definitely a technical fighter, and he shouldn't be reduced to Mexican style fight. I don't believe that shit. That dude was great, man. Julio Cesar Chavez is great. Now, it's just because I
he's
hold
great.
Roberto Duran so high, I'm not going to compare the two. I think Roberto Duran walks him, but that's me. Go ahead. What you think?
I know. So, and we can't see before I speak about Medrick Taylor and Chavez. People always ask me, "Who's your favorite fighter?" I'm like, first thing I say, well, they're like, I'm like Pernell Whitaker, duh. But then I tell them at the same time, like, look, I have favorite fighters in different categories because there's brawlers and there's boxers. So you can't, so in this category, I do this person, but we'll talk about that later. That's too much.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So anyways, okay, so when I saw that fight, I was young. It was back in what did I say?
90.
It was a 90, right? So shoot, that was 5 years before I turned pro. I was like 13. Oh dang. I think I was like 13 years old, something like that. Anyways, okay, so when I saw that fight, there was a bunch of Hispanic people, definitely all people that were Hispanic, right? And they're like, no way, yeah, like, yeah, Viva Mexico and shit, and I'm like, damn, I'm like, and remember, I started off learning how to brawl. My first 6 years of boxing as an amateur, I brawled. I was walking down. My coach basically put a smoking Joe Frazier style on me because I can teach so many different styles. It's crazy, but it depends on the person. So he had me, because I was his favorite heavyweight. Not Muhammad Ali. Oh, he loved Larry Holmes because of that jab. Ooh, he said he had the prettiest jab in boxing history. Anyways, so when I saw that fight, I was like, okay, so in the rules of now, we're doing 12 rounds. If a guy gets up, there was no more seconds left in the round. The fight was over. He got up and he was looking at his t-shirt. I think he was trying to look at his corner or whatever. And Richard Steele said, no, that's it. And I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That's so wrong.
I was the same way when it happened.
Now, if it was 15 round rules, then yeah, he would have stopped it. That would have been okay, but we're going by the new rules in boxing, 12 rounds. If you don't stop a guy, if a guy gets up, now if you knock the guy out, then that's different. It's kind of like the same thing, kind of like what they did with Tyson Fury and Wilder. Didn't he get knocked down? In that rep, but see the ref, well, that's a different story. I'm not even gonna go there. But he got back up, and I still thought he won the fight. But everybody is like, no way. So that's the same way I feel about Taylor and Chavez. But I've had some crazy disputes, man. I'm talking about like almost one where I had some of my people not even talk to me ever again. Like it was that bad. They're like, because remember, my coach was black. So he trained me. He was, man, gosh, if you would actually really have talked to him, just sit down with him, you would just love to talk to him because he can, even if you never boxed in your life before, if you talk to him for 1 hour, you never met him, you'll feel like you knock anybody out in the world. Anybody. He had some crazy, he had a crazy way of expressing himself and how to make you give you just confidence that you can't just get. Some people have it, some people just don't. Some people need it. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. My nephew, he had no confidence when he started boxing. Zero. In this, little by little, he started getting up there.
Building
So
up.
anyways, but that was my coach. He had the type of power. But anyways, so you feel like Major Taylor lost that fight then?
No. Up until he got stopped, which is what Richard Steele decided to do, right? Wave it off.
Even though
He
there was no more seconds
absolutely,
left.
right. He absolutely won the boxing match round for round. Absolutely. I just didn't give Chavez enough credit as a young guy watching the fight initially. Not being a Chavez fan, not really seeing it. I was a Taylor fan when they fought. I'm rooting for the American. So
Yeah.
watching it back as a 20-year trainer now, I had different eyes, and I said, I see what Chavez did by not trying to compete. He didn't try to outbox Melvin Taylor because he knew. I'm sure he knew I can't. I just got to keep battering this dude
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
hopefully stop him.
Yeah. He
And
just went
hopefully
ahead.
stop him. But what I will say is, if Richard Steele wouldn't have stopped the fight, I'd have been happy because I was rooting for Melvin Taylor. But in hindsight, Chavez ruined Melvin Taylor that night. His career was over after that. So that's just
Totally.
my opinion. And it would have been nice if he got the decision over the great Julio Cesar Chavez because he won the boxing match, but he didn't. He got stopped. So what can you do? I just don't give him. I don't feel about Richard Steele stoppage the way I did when I was 13 or however old we was. I don't feel that way. I feel now, looking back, watching that fight fresh, I say he was saving that dude's life because he thought he was getting shit beat out of him. And he was, but he wasn't winning the boxing match. He wasn't winning the boxing match.
He
was
did
getting the
beat
shit
up
beat.
Medrick. He beat up Medrick. But I still don't think he won the fight because there was no more round. There was no more seconds left.
Yeah,
There was like,
I
it's
wouldn't
not
all.
like it, and if you look at the fight, it's not like Medrick Taylor got up like this. He just
No,
got up.
he got up and did what he's supposed to do. He looked at his corner, made sure everything was all right, and stood there and was ready to go. Right.
Anyways, so I made some enemies over that damn fight. Some real enemies, just because I
didn't know. I didn't know no Hispanic people till I moved to Texas 20 years ago. So I didn't have that problem. I didn't know. I didn't know.
Like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. But
okay, so one fight that I haven't watched yet, I need to watch it. Emmanuel Augustus versus Floyd Mayweather. A lot of people are telling me that I need to watch it so I can make my own assumption.
Oh, I remember that fight. I remember that fight fresh.
They're saying that Emmanuel
was giving him problems.
Huh?
I think he was Emmanuel Burton at the time, but he was absolutely giving Lil Floyd problems. But didn't Lil Floyd stop him in that fight? Didn't he get stopped?
I'm not sure. That's why I got to pull it up, but I don't think.
Pull it up. You got your computer? Pull it up.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Hold on, give me a second. Hold on. Look it up.
All right. I got you, Ram. We're just spitting up some boxing, just freestyling. That's all. Let me see. So what he says, Emmanuel Augustus. What's up, Coca? Coca man. What's up? Better stay away from that Rona. Better have that mask on over there. Hey, Coca, are you still at Toyota? Are you still Toyota? Are you gone? Actually, okay. Y'all still open for business, right? Man, we're here, man. We're
All right, bro.
quarantining.
I'll edit the missing files out. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, no, just here, Coca. Just here, man. Just staying out of the streets, off those streets. Sorry about that, D. Just talking to.
Go ahead,
But
man.
anyways, hold on, Emmanuel Augustus, right?
Yeah. What it say? I thought he stopped it.
I don't know. I don't.
What's
I
wrong?
don't think he did because I'm about to
Hold
put
on.
him up right now. That dude has 7 man. So when did they fight? Oh, damn it! No, man. My computer's downloaded some stuff. I can't pull up anything right now.
All right. You found it?
Nah, my computer's acting up right now with just downloading something at
I'm
all
gonna look
times.
it up.
Yeah, look it up because it won't let me do it.
So what they was telling you?
What?
They was telling you he lost?
No, I mean he did lose against Floyd, but a lot of
No,
people
I'm
saying
saying that
that
he really beat Floyd.
yeah, that's what everybody's saying, that he really beat Floyd. I've talked to a lot of people. I haven't seen the fight yet.
It was competitive, but that dude was competitive with a bunch of people.
Everybody.
Yeah, he just took every fight too. He was about 500 on his career too. He even
Yeah.
threw a fight though. I seen him throw a fight.
Who? Emmanuel?
Emmanuel Burton, yeah.
He really did that. Wow.
He didn't even get hit, and he fell out.
Okay, so while you pull that up, I want to know actually, so you haven't seen the fight
TKO.
either.
Emmanuel Augustus was it was a night round TKO.
Really?
Yeah, I remember that fight. It was on ESPN.
What the hell? I'm glad I didn't watch it. That's why I was asking you, because I wasn't.
Oh, he was giving Floyd problems, but he gave everybody problems.
Hey, or one of the guys here, one of my clients, Ram, with the kids, he was like, why don't y'all, let's see, what y'all think about Tapia? I guess that's Johnny Tapia.
John, oh, I loved it. You
Man,
got to
that guy,
remember, I'm a bad guy, bro. I root for the bad guys. So when he fought, when they was pushing that huge fight, who was it out of Albuquerque? Danny Romero.
Danny Romero.
And that was supposed to be a good fight, like an even fight. And of course, I was rooting for the black hat, the outlaw, and he schooled Danny Romero, man. I'm gonna tell you, it's a tragic thing in boxing, man. When these gifted guys, but we all broken people. Do you know that?
Yeah.
broke the boxers. Who the fuck was gonna get punched in the face on purpose? That shit ain't right, man. So these guys be broken individuals, and really the gym is their solace, their place of worship, almost like, you know. And you take a
Is there,
Johnny Tapia, bro. He had so
is every
many ghosts.
boxer's
He had so
is
many ghosts, bro, and you know the drugs and all that shit, man. Can you imagine if Johnny Tapia was as driven as a Floyd Mayweather?
man?
Forget about it. Forget about it.
Oh no, you mean if he had the same discipline?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yo, of course, man. That dude was the only thing. The only thing that Johnny Tapia didn't care, because there was two things going to happen in Johnny Tapia. He was either going to die from drugs or getting beat to the head,
Right,
brain damage,
right.
and you know. So, but he was like a souped up Manny Pacquiao, because when he punched, he stayed punching. I'm not
Yeah,
saying Manny doesn't punch. Manny punches in bunches, but I can't remember. I mean, I've seen Tapia throw nonstop punch in many fights, many rounds. Like, I mean,
yeah.
nonstop per round.
Never ran out of gas. Never got tired.
He probably had like I think Lance Armstrong, the one that rides the bike. I think
Yeah,
he
yeah.
had. No, it wasn't that one. That's something else. But it concerns the lungs. It's him. And there was this one my coach used to always talk about. I think Willie Pep. Willie Pep had enlarged lungs.
Bigger lung capacity.
Yes, so he can hold more oxygen, so they would never get tired.
I never knew
Not
that.
everybody gets tested. Well, that's what my coach said. No, he said he had advantage, and because he just never got tired.
Makes a huge difference.
Have, have,
I'm
and
gonna tell
that's
you.
possible.
I'm gonna tell
Go ahead.
you another Johnny Tapia story that he just didn't like. I believe Johnny Tapia was great. I believe he earned a great, great. He was a great boxer.
Yeah.
It was a white boy out of damn, I can't remember his name. Do you remember? I mean, where he's from. Do you remember? It was a southpaw. Shit, he was a lightweight champion for several years.
Not Paul Spadafora, right?
Paul Spadafora. Paul
Ooh,
Spadafora,
oh man.
he had the same ability and stuff, but his ghost swallowed him up.
Yeah.
I think he
Can't stay out
shot
those
his
streets.
pregnant girlfriend or something, some crazy shit. But
Can't stay out those streets.
Johnny Tapia level skills. You know what I'm saying? That boy could fight, man. He could just flat out fight. And he wasn't no puncher, but you couldn't put a solid shot on him. He was great.
Nope.
He should have been great. Like, I'm not willing to give Paul Spadafora attained greatness like I think he should have. Where I
He
think,
could have been if he would have, man. If he just
yeah,
would have.
Johnny Tapia on the other end, I think did enough to he deserves to be a great. But that's just my opinion, man. Paul Spadafora was bad, man. He should have did way more than he did in the sport.
Yeah.
If he could have stayed on the straight and narrow, But like I said, boxers are broken people, man. They a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them. I mean, we all broken people to a certain extent, but to the boxer, the gym became their sanctuary. You know what I'm saying? You know
Oh,
what
I
I'm
know.
saying?
I'm telling you,
You
because
was a professional. You know exactly what I'm saying.
I know, because that's one thing that I always said to myself. I saw so many fighters that were punch drunk, and they would come up to my coach, and they would be just like this. Hey, pop, 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 pops. I'm like, and then every time they would say something, it would be, and it was like through a lot of things. So I was like, whoa, man, I'm gonna do my best not to ever get like to that point, because that comes from, it comes from our egos. Because, man, let me just tell you something. that after I retired at a young age of, I was about 29 years old. I had defended my belt 3 times, but I didn't have a promoter, a major promoter at all, where I didn't have to work.
Right.
It's a long story, but so I said, before I continue fighting, I'm gonna stop fighting because I don't want to be fighting for my life one day. And that was the hardest thing I ever had to do. And it comes back to not knowing when to let it go. That's something that I'm big on fighters. When they come to me and tell me, "Hey, coach, I want to turn pro." How old are you? Nope, it's not worth it. Sorry, you got it. It's not worth it.
That's well.
And go ahead.
That was a wise decision. You making that decision, not being pressured to, but actually making that decision. And I can't imagine the gravity and how hard it was to
Man,
be the only thing you
hardest
ever
thing I
done.
ever had to do.
Yeah, I can't imagine, bro. But in hindsight, I'm sure you see the wisdom in it because now as a trainer, you're a caretaker now. And if you're anything like me, I get mad when my kids get hit flush. Just get hit flush. I'm pissed off, right?
Oh yeah.
So to some nights you got to get in there and it really is guts, guts that get you through because you wind up in the fight for whatever reason. Maybe it's the style, maybe you was tripping on running, maybe whatever the case may be. And you only got so many of them. I believe you only got so many times you can get hit flush, let alone ass whoopings. So even in sparring, bro, sometimes sparring sessions, if it's not in house and you somewhere else, sometimes they turn into fights. And as a trainer, you gotta allow it to go on only as long as you gonna let it, because I'm not gonna let my kids get wear and tear on something we're training. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We're training. We're working on things, bro. So I'm sure you look back and see the wisdom in your decision, man. Even though it was hard, because so many fighters, man, ex-fighters walking around on their heels and talking through their nose, man, and it's sad. And all they know is fights. So, the people who loved them been gone because the people who loved them probably was telling them, all right, it's time to stop. And the fighter was like, what the fuck I'm gonna do? Go sell cars? This is what I do. It's a cruel sport. It's unforgiving. And you've been knowing me long enough to know I always say my decisions are to make sure I can sleep at night. If I hurt somebody and it was avoidable, because we all know anybody can, this is head trauma, right? This is head trauma.
Things gonna happen no matter, even if you're careful. It just
right. So
let it happen over and over.
I would hate to know that I could have did something and didn't. So I'm very careful, man. I'm not brave. I'm not a brave trainer at all, bro. I'm not a brave coach at all. And I know what my kids can do. I've done seen them. I done seen them in there with hard fights, hard sparring. Perfect example that the world knows. I could have easily 24 seconds. I'm about to redo it. We done been an hour. I'm about to redo it right